Aloha, welcome to Yogi Tea Time, episode 37. I'm Steph, and I'm drinking organic Moroccan mint green tea today. It's a blend of green tea and Moroccan mint tea. So I hope you're doing well. And if you're watching this on live or on replay, you're tuning in just at the right time for you. So this is just time for you to relax with your favorite cup of tea or coffee and just have some high vibration conversations to support each other. So I'll be focusing on a topic, but I'll make it a little more casual and just share some tips on how to navigate through changes. So if you're tuning in live or on replay, please feel free to let me know where you're tuning in from and what tea or coffee you're drinking. So you can write that in your live chat or in the comments, and you can use a comment section if you're watching it on replay to interact and use it as a means to interact with this video as it's meant to be, and start some conversations on how to navigate through change effectively and with ease and grace. So cheers to you. And we do this Yogi Tea Time virtual tea time online as a live YouTube live every first Thursdays of the month at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so you can watch this whenever you're having your own tea time. And if there's a topic that helps, you can always tune in to a topic that's needed for you and just take some relaxing cup of tea or coffee and simply listen or engage as you would like. And I have a whole playlist of the Yogi Tea Time if you want to go back and look for different topics that you would like to, receive support on that's pertaining to what's going on with you. So that's my intention for you with this. So welcome. And the more you share, the better. And you can also share with each other in the comments or in the chat. So my first question for this episode of Yogi Tea Time for you to contemplate on is, how do you deal with change? So for most of us, change is uncomfortable, and most of us are built to be more habitual and stay in our comfort zone to feel safe. So change feels very unsettling, whether it's good change or bad change, any type of change that's out of our normal routine, that takes us out of our comfort zone. Sometimes even when it's a change for better success, to move forward to your dream, towards your dream, it makes us feel unsafe, and it brings up a lot of fear in us. But there are some of us, very few percentage, that really thrive on change and get excited about change. And I'm one of those people that get bored easily. And I like creating changes consciously And of course, subconsciously it happens too. But I just want to see how many of you love change or if you hate change. So just let me know in the comments what category you belong. And then you can also, maybe you're somewhere in between because not everything is all black and white. So for some of you, you might like certain changes, but not another change. So let me know how you deal with change. For me, the biggest change that happened in my life that was not my choice and out of my control was moving to the US when I was 11. So that decision was based on my parents' decision, but it's how I adapted to change that really made a difference. And then from then on, um, before that, I'm just used to moving around a lot. So I was always having to make changes in the environments with friends, things like that. But the biggest shocking change for me was moving to the US from South Korea. So I think sometimes how you grow up, if you had to deal with a lot of changes in your environment, if you moved around a lot because of, your parents' jobs, if you had parents that got assigned to a lot of different branches of a company or military, you will be moving around in a lot of changes and always having to be the new student and make new friends. And then some of you might have just decided to make a big change yourself. So just share whatever the biggest change that occurred to you, whether it was your choice or not your choice, and share that also, and how that helped you, or maybe it made you really hate change from that experience. So we all get conditioned by our past experiences, especially in early childhood. So how you dealt with change, how that change affected your life is going to also determine how you feel about change. And the most famous quote when it comes to change is, "Change is the only constant." So nothing is ever constant, and the only constant is change. And I'm sure you've heard this from a lot of different spiritual teachers, motivation speakers, coaches, or just scrolling through social media. But the original person that stated this famous quote is Heraclitus. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Heraclitus. It's a Greek philosopher. He's a Greek philosopher, and that's the person that came up with this philosophy that change is the only constant. And I think that's something that everyone can agree on. And the length of it might change, but inevitably everything has an ending and a beginning. And it's how you flow with change, how you adapt and move and navigate through change is what helps you to move forward in life, or it's gonna set you back or make it more challenging and difficult. So the goal of this conversation is to share tips on how to make it more efficient and for you to be able to navigate through changes with more effort and ease. and grace. So I chose this topic because we're in eclipse season and it's May. Happy May. So eclipse season is gonna bring sudden endings and beginnings, and what's no longer serving you has to go away. So if you make a conscious decision and effort to make those changes yourself, the change is going to be more smoother and less shocking. But if you ignore that little nudge that you get, little messages you get to make certain changes or take certain actions towards the change, if you keep ignoring it, it's going to get louder and louder until the universe or the life makes it happen for you. As in, like, if you're holding on to a job that's no longer serving you and you know you have to make the change and, you know, work towards gaining new skills, applying for another job in a new environment that you would be more happy at. If you keep postponing it and you know you're supposed to make that change, but because you're just you're comfortable and you're being complacent, you just stay, then either you're going to get fired very suddenly or something's going to happen to make you get out of that job or for you to not be able to work. So I'm not saying this to bring fear, but that's usually how it happens. But if you make a strategic action plan, you hear that soft whisper, and that you can only hear when you come in stillness and do your practice of meditation, and just listening to that inner voice. It's going to guide you to the right actions, right place, and people to meet and connect. So when that happens, then you can make strategic, conscious action instead of the change being made for you and subconsciously sabotaging. So eclipse season, as I've mentioned, is bringing sudden endings and beginnings, and these changes will happen very quickly, very suddenly, out of the blue, unless you've already made those changes yourself. So we are in eclipse season, as I've mentioned. So we started with the solar eclipse, which I did a Reiki intention setting video for a few weeks ago. And that was a Taurus new moon solar eclipse. And then tomorrow, May 5th, we're going to have a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So Scorpio deals with our karmic patterns, lessons, our past, any forgiveness you need to do, hidden things, secrets that you've been just ignoring. Those all come to surface. And Scorpio is a very passionate, it's a water sign, but it's a very passionate sign. And it deals with the underworld ruled by Pluto. And Pluto also, I believe, just went into retrograde, and we're still in our Mercury in retrograde in Taurus. So it's time to really go deep within, review, and let go of things that are no longer serving you. And the more you resist change, it'll persist. So you want to flow with life, flow with the changes that come. And whatever fears that come up from experiencing any discomfort, you want to ease that through relaxation techniques, breath work, affirmations, gratitude journaling, or gratitude meditation, whatever is going to help you to stay in that high vibration, no matter how challenging you feel, to really help yourself overcome any fears and objections that come up from you making those changes and moving forward with those changes, or if it just kind of happens to you without you making the effort, then all the challenging emotions that arise, it's going to help you deal with it and process it in a safe and and more supportive manner by dealing with the emotions that arise and acknowledging that it's time for change. So the more you resist, it's going to be harder. The more you hold on, it's going to be harder. So you want to just let it go and just flow with it. And know that what you can't handle won't be given to you. And what you resist persists. And you want to flow so that you can deal with it with more ease and grace. And that also, a lot of that work has to do with working with overcoming fear. And you do that by supporting your nervous system. That's why I have a lot of relaxation techniques and even movements, yin yoga, restorative yoga, that soothes your nervous system. Because when we're not safe, our nervous system goes into that fight or flight, increasing the stress hormones, stress levels, which is what causes tension and anxiety. And then you really can't think straight to make right decisions or actions. So the more you can stay calm and use these relaxation techniques, and I have many videos on this channel that's gonna help you flow with life and changing negative thoughts, mindsets mentally with positive affirmations, as well as a yoga nidra practice that's going to help you the most is the 555. So in numerology, number 5 deals with change. So when you align with the frequency of the number 5, it's the number, the master angel number, that's going to help you navigate through change. And it helps you on an unconscious level, which is what causes 90% of unwanted sabotaging behaviors or behaviors based on limiting beliefs and fears. So a lot of the actions that we do that we don't understand why we keep doing, things that are not good for us, those are governed by the subconscious, unconscious. 90% of it is governed by that. So when you do the yoga nidra practice, which if you go to the guided meditations playlist, you will see the yoga nidra 555. And I will also highlight that in the community tab tomorrow or after I wrap this up. And I'll also put the link at this corner, yeah. The right top corner. So to keep the vibration high, that's 1, yoga nidra 555, and then the gratitude journal. So I've created 2 gratitude journals. One is for joy, other is for creativity, and they're both available on amazon.com/author/turtleflow, and the link is in the description. So, or you can just get any journal to just start to write things that you're grateful for in present tense. And you can write the same thing every day. And no matter how challenging things are, you can just find the simplest things to be grateful for. So I created these gratitude journal infused with Reiki. So to really support you to expand on this frequency of gratitude, which is of the highest vibration, to help you stay in that high vibration so that on an energetic level, you're aligned to all the abundance, love, and the path that you want to get to. And you have to align to that frequency energetically for it to come to you more effortlessly and easily without you having to hustle. But of course, it doesn't mean you don't take any actions. You do want to take action steps, small inspired action steps. And the more you do these practices, it'll come to you step by step. And then just knowing that you are good enough, building your confidence and belief that it can happen, and keep doing. And then when you focus on gratitude, it's going to expand, and more things to be grateful for is going to come to you. And that's how gratitude journaling or gratitude meditation works. And it's been a game changer for me once I found out about gratitude journaling about 10 years ago. So let me know if you have worked with any of these practices and how it's worked for you. So again, to go over, you want to flow with life instead of resisting. And then embrace the unknown. So to embrace the unknown, you want to really support your nervous system to stay in that parasympathetic rest and digest mode, so that unknown brings out a lot of feelings of unsafety and feeling danger, which kicks up the fight or flight nervous system response. So you do that by practicing Yoga Nidra 555, or I have a lot of yin yoga. If you go to the yoga class playlist, yin yoga for emotional release or support, or yin yoga for springtime is also great. And Yoga Nidra 555 is the most supportive practice for change. And then restorative yoga for just simple support in nervous system. And all three practices really helps to maintain your nervous system in that parasympathetic rest and digest mode to help you feel safe as you're embracing the unknown. And then it's going to help you keep vibration high, but mentally, if you want to keep vibration even higher, you can do affirmations, positive affirmations. And I have some self-love affirmation videos, again, in the guided meditation section. There's also breath work that can be done, square breathing to help you feel centered and grounded and keep your nervous system also calm. And then the gratitude journaling or gratitude meditation by focusing on something you're grateful for to raise your vibration and keep that positive mindset as you're navigating through changes and uncertainties and discomfort of making the changes. Whether it's a good change or a bad change, we still have those fears that come up, either if it's a good change towards expanding your success or accepting love in a relationship, then all these fear of not being not good enough, imposter syndrome, all that stuff comes up. So mentally, you want to keep your frequency high, vibration high, by aligning to the frequency of love, joy, and gratitude. Those are the highest vibration. And everything is energy, so it's really important too. Doesn't mean you deny. You still want to do the shadow work, because Scorpio is all about doing shadow work. So you definitely want to process and honor your emotions in a safe way, which is why I have the yin yoga for emotional support. So again, I'm just making a lot of suggestions because everything I post on this channel is to help you navigate through changes so that you can be more creative, and also to make the changes into a more creative life that you've been denying, so that you're not just working in an autopilot, settling, but you can be your most vibrant, creative person you are here to be, to serve your calling, your purpose, your legacy, so that you can leave your legacy. And of course, always colors. Color therapy always helps with creativity. So I also have the Mandala coloring book. If you go to amazon.com/author/turtleflow, it's all there, the gratitude journaling and Mandala coloring book. And coloring book is also really great for calming your nervous system. And then you can use a color to identify, align with certain energy of these colors on a psychological level, or just to align with your favorite colors, and or just make things more colorful vibrationally with bright colors. And then mandalas. Each mandala, there are 27 mandalas in this coloring book that I created myself, infused with Reiki, and it's hand-drawn digitally with the design that goes with the intention word and with the energy of the Reiki to enhance the intention word for each mandala coloring book, such as love, peace, abundance, creativity. There's tons of different intentions. The one on the cover is love. So those are all the various methods and tools that I have used myself to navigate through change, especially when it's uncomfortable, when it's not something I asked for or intentionally made. Because sometimes certain changes just sneak up on you, even though you're being very mindful and intentional and being aware. So this could be a very exciting time for you to really step into your best life, your dream life, and make sure that you keep reminding yourself, I deserve it, I am worth it. And that's another affirmation you can use. I am safe. I am love. Excuse me. So yeah, you can definitely raise your vibration also with colors. Excuse me, and mandalas. Each mandala design, excuse me, all of a sudden my throat got itchy. So each mandala drawings also helps you to connect with your truth from inside at a deepest spiritual, soulful level. So just looking at it and coloring it helps do that. But most importantly, it's the colors that bring the vibration high, especially if you use a lot of vibrant colors, or you can just use colors that makes you happy to bring more joy out of you. And also pick the intention that you want to align with that day. And then you can cut up and frame it and hang it on the wall at your desk or workspace, or if you have an altar, you can put it in your altar. If you have one that really that you resonate with, that's in needed for you, that you're in need of at that time. So I only put the design on one side of the page, so you could cut it out and do that. All right, and then let me know if there are any other tools that you've used for helping you navigate through change, what's worked for you, how you dealt with certain changes, and how you helped move you towards your dream, or how it set you back. And then if it did set you back, how you overcame or how you accepted it. Sometimes it's about just acceptance of the situation and just being grateful of the present moment for what it provides you. So even though you think you had a setback, sometimes you take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, sometimes you take 5 steps forward, and then 1 step back, and it changes. Everything fluctuates. Nothing is a straight linear line. So just know that there's always something that's gonna catapult you forward in a greater way. Sometimes it takes a longer pause and a bigger setback. Just like one analogy that I've seen is when you draw the bow, when you're like an archer, when you're pulling the arrow back, the further you pull it back and then let it go, the further and faster it'll go forward. It's probably not the best way to describe, but that's one analogy. And another famous quote, I haven't looked up to know exactly who said it, is if you take a leap, a net will appear. Meaning you just gotta go for it with trust. Again, embracing the unknown. Take that big leap, and a net will appear, and people that are gonna be supporting you, situations, circumstances, things that will support you in doing so will show up. And then if you would like to connect with me on Instagram, my Instagram is at turtleflow_. So for some of you that might have gotten the coloring book, since I've published it, I have changed my IG. So if you want to tag me on your finished coloring that you posted on your Instagram, you can tag me at turtleflow_ instead of turtleflow yoga. Because I'm offering Reiki and yoga, I decided to drop the turtle flow, and I'm in the middle of transitioning. And all this is gonna also help you to be your most authentic creative self and harness your authentic creativity. which is the goal of this video, this channel. And without change, that's not going to happen. So change is a huge part of that creative process, embracing, flowing with, and navigating through change with ease, efficiency, and grace. So I'm wishing you happy full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio tomorrow. So May 5th, that's another reason why I was also recommending this even more, because eclipse seasons are always great to tune into 555 or anytime you're going through changes. Whether it's eclipse time or not, if a change is coming to you that you weren't prepared for, it's good to do this Yoga Nidra 555 practice, or working with the number 555. And this lunar eclipse actually falls on May 5th, which is Cinco de Mayo in US, which is a celebration of Mexican independence, but it's not the actual real Independence Day. It's become a reason for people to have Mexican food and drink margaritas. But which I'm not down, it's not, I'm not making fun of, but or I'm not looking down on, but that's what it's come down to. And I'm originally from Seoul, Korea. In Seoul, Korea, May 5th is Children's Day. So we honor children, and, being creative requires you to tap into that childlike joy that you've enjoyed and play. So you always want to make time. Don't think that it's not efficient to make time for play just for the sake of playing. That's when the creative inspirations just kind of come out of nowhere, which is called a happy happenstance or serendipity. It feels very magical, like a miracle, magical creative moments happen during those times. Let yourself imagine, and that's why the coloring book really helps you to get your imaginations going when you work with different colors. This is Daisy. Play with, our puppies, our fur babies, really helps us to get into our play. So she just came into the camera just in time to right when I was talking about inner child's joy, and children's tapping into that joyful play time. And that's what our dogs, cats, our domestic family pets, they remind us to play and be in the present moment. So those are all the things that help navigate through change with more grace, your authentic creativity. And I'm wishing you happy May, and that the eclipse will really help you make a more positive change to make your life closer towards your dream, allowing you to just take that leap into the unknown, allowing you to receive the net that appears, all the support. So thank you so much. I'm going to be ending it here. Again, this is Daisy. Say hi, Daisy. You're just looking at me. Come here. Come on, Daisy. Let's show your face. Show your cute face. Huh? There you go. There's my Daisy. So, wishing you happy May. Please share how this eclipse season has affected you, whether it's good or positive. And I'm sending you lots of Reiki love to help you navigate through this change gracefully with ease. And wishing you an amazing rest of May. And we're slowly transitioning into summer as June comes. So thank you so much. Again, my Instagram is turtleflow. And thank you so much for sharing, subscribing, and liking and commenting. And if I went through all those suggestions too fast, if you need guidance in helping you find the practices that I've recommended to you during this Yogi Tea Time, let me know in the comments and I will guide you to the right place. And I'm looking forward to seeing some amazing changes that you will be experiencing in May and going forward. And if you would like to support this channel, if this information has helped you, or if you just want to support this channel, you can click that QR code over here, and to buy me a cup of coffee or tea, but it's not required. It's just if you're wanting to have that energy exchange, feel free, as I'm practicing opening to receive more myself as well. So I'm just setting an example to show that you deserve also support, abundance. And we're here to support each other in that energy exchange of giving and receiving, to stay in that high vibration, to support each other, grow and expand into what we're here to create. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. And aloha, namaste. To take all this off.